Hi everybody, this is a blue, white, and green permanent-based control deck that's built around a lot of these planeswalkers that would probably just make the best book club ever. Now, I'm running a lot of permanents as opposed to spells in here because everybody up here kind of likes permanents, they like lands, and they like to make copies of things and bring them back from the graveyard, that kind of thing. We've got Conduit of Worlds and Tamiyo to go getting stuff out of the grave. Elspeth here reaches into the top of the library and pulls us out something nice. Wrenn and Seven has an ultimate that gets us all of our permanents back. And all of this is in support of our early game kind of low-end stuff where we play a few spells here and there to kind of help out. But we've got things like Shigeki, Dusk Legion Duelist, a wedding announcement, of course, and then a few other utility creatures like Loran and Tranquil Frillback to go, of course, with Shanna Purifying Blade. We're going to put +1/+1 counters on all these things. We're going to bring them back from the grave. And the idea is we're going to grind our opponent out of the game with all these cards and the support of all these planeswalkers. So yeah, let's get over and see some games with this deck over on the Ranked Standard ladder. I'll be with you for commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, let's give this a try here. Trying out with some Banty Planeswalker goodness. This will be a great test of the deck. Opponent's starting off here with some mono red. We're going to go ahead with the Spara's headquarters. Got things to do on turn 2 and 3, so might not be as dicey as it first seems. All right, opponent with a nice Reckless Impulse there. Only picks up 2 mountains, but increases the Swift Spear just enough. Let's get Shigeki down. I don't really care so much about the land acceleration ability. This is more of a roadblock distraction type of scenario we're in right now. Ouch, opponent with a Mechanized Warfare. Well, no blocks. We're going to take 3. That would just run right over Shigeki. We've got Loran for the Mechanized Warfare here, so let's get rid of that. And stay back on blocks. Just be a little bit more of a headache for our mono-red opponent. Speaking of headaches, there's a squee. Oh, and to end the festivities. As annoying as that is, I love that mono-red decks have that end the festivities card because, like, I never see it coming, for one. Very clever. All right, well, plan here. We're up to 4 mana. They've got a squee, but we really got to deal with that. I think the plan here is we're going to Eternal Wanderer. Not Eternal Wanderer, you know, the small one, the Wandering Emperor. Let's go Wandering Emperor. And I'm going to exile Squee. We're going to block the token and take 2, drop into 7. We draw Wedding Announcement, so this feels a little bit more manageable. Let's use our super secret Dusk Legion Duelist technology here. We'll put a counter on that. Draws us a nice card. And we'll just hang back for the moment. Trying to get a good spot where we can get Shanna down and kind of protect her a little bit. The opponent is running out of gas. Flame Breather could give them some reach, so we're going to need something for that too. Yeah, let's do a Fateful Absence on that. Fateful Absence is great, but I'll tell you, it feels bad when you're playing against mono red because, like, they're just gonna try to draw another lightning strike thing off the top. It really doesn't help that much. Mono red opponent's like, sure, yeah, I'll take that card. We're just banking on it being a mountain. All right, land number 5 here. Let's do a counter on the Duelist again. Also, the Duelist being a nice vigilant threat is great against this sort of mono-red scenario where we can start attacking and defending at the same time, but also against opposing Wanderers. Attacking. Of course, no blocks, no profitable exchange for them there. Ooh, this is tempting. Brokers Ascendancy or Shanna? I think it's Shanna. You know me, I love a bombardment deck, but old Shanna here has got a special place in my heart. Kumano's going to flip over. Try to keep Shanna alive as a nice method of life gain. And looks like they don't have any removal for her, so that's great. See what our opponent decides to attack with here. They do have a Foundry on backup as well, so we got to keep an eye out for that. Don't want a Foundry sneaking in to win here. Opponent opting to attack our face rather than the Wanderer with the Phoenix Chick. All right, and they scoop it up. All right, good game. All right, this seems okay. We got some early game stuff. We got a Wanderer for turn 4. Man, I'll tell you, just having the right amount of life gain can really turn a game around against mono red. So this looks like mono black now from our opponent. Pilfer, okay. Haven't seen a whole lot of Pilfer. Must be some streamer coming out with a black discard deck right now. Let's lead off here with Shigeki rather than the Augury. Augury could be nice for us later. I put it in here mostly because we've got a lot of Planeswalkers for the late game. And being able to put free counters on them. Brokers Ascendancy. Ouch, and a Duress here? Okay. Discard, always a very popular choice for many Magic players. We're going to lay Forest. I think what we're going to do here is just hang back. Let's see if we can't get Shigeki to find us a land off the top, and then we can go right into Wrenn and Seven. Ooh, Shieldred. Okay, well, that's fine. Shieldred is just one of those cards. All right, good. We find a land. Put a few things into the graveyard that look like what we already have in hand. Lose a little life to her, and then let's just go right into Wrenn and Seven. Gonna make a Tree Folk. We'll make him have the removal for this. I was thinking about this the other day. Shieldred, and this came up, Haughty Djinn especially. It's, I don't know. With some of these cards, it's like they're not quite properly balanced right. It just feels like you can fill the rest of your deck with just random stuff that is just okay. And as long as you get Shieldred, as long as you get the Haughty Djinn, you're just going to win. That's how it feels sometimes. I know that's not the case. But, you know, feeling is a big part of the popularity of your trading card game. All right, what to do here? Let's pass it on over. Gonna have to Augury into something. We could always discard Shigeki and pick something back up here. Yeah, Shieldred bringing us to 8. All right, let's go for... let's see what we got here. Experimental Augury, Wedding Announcement, Wandering Emperor. All right, oh, yeah. All right, well, let's get Augury and Wedding Announcement. I always forget there's that secondary clause on Shigeki where it's like you can't get legendary stuff. Might have to rethink that inclusion. All right, we need life. We might have to go Shanna here. Although Wedding Announcement gives us chump blockers for days. Let's do that. So this will leave us room for Fading Hope and Augury. Making a token at the end of our turn. Opponent's got all the removal today. Hero's Downfall for us. Ouch. Okay, opponent gains a little bit of life, but that's inconsequential. We really care about what Shieldred's doing to our life total. One card left. Opponent's got big decisions here. All right. They're going to attacks. Well, I think let's pass here. I kind of want to do a Fading Hope at the end of turn if we can. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. That buys us a little time. And we get Tranquil Frillback. Okay, that could be all right, too. Frillback, one of the Aftermath cards. Kind of a weird design, but we're going to give it a try. Let's see how this works. So pay green any number of times. So that's 1. And we just keep clicking auto pay. What's in their graveyard? Yeah, I don't think they're bringing anything back. We'll just do 2 here. Or sorry, 1. Gain the gain the 4 life. That leaves us room for Experimental Augury. Nice chump blocker here, and a little bit of cushion from Sheoldred's trigger as we try to dig our way out of this situation. Evolve Sleeper from our opponent, threatening to draw them some more cards and overpower us here. Alright, let's Augury. Good thing about this is it's a put into your hand spell and not a card draw spell. So Wanderer, we could trick them into attacking and exiling Sheoldred. Although they could just try to sit back and wait us out. Alright. Trigger number 1, we drop to 4. Boseiju the draw for us. We're going to play that out here. And let's get Shanna down on the board. Start setting up a way to draw cards and gain some more life outside of the Wanderer. Announcement flips over, so that makes Shanna even bigger along with the rest of our team. Opponent having a good think here. Gix's Command. So destroy all small creatures. We sack 1 creature. Bye-bye Frillback. You know we're keeping Shanna. Okay, and now they feel safe to attack. Great. Nice window for the Wandering Emperor here. We're going to exile Sheoldred. Back up to 6, and now we're set up to start drawing with Shanna. Let's put a counter on one of our favorite creatures and head in. Up to 11 with that attack. That is nice. Play out this headquarters, and I think head over to the end. Definitely taking action. Let's draw a little 4 cards here. You know, no big deal. We got a Jolrael in that and a Tamiyo. Opponent with a Graveyard Trespasser. Normally a good card to give a deck some reach, but we're actually kind of outclassing it at the moment with Shanna. This is not too shabby. Picks up Shigeki out of there to prevent any more kind of recursion shenanigans. Let's go with Experimental Augury here. We'll take a Depopulate as backup. I'm going to put a counter on everything because we can. Let's go with Jolrael. And we got to remember to pick the right land here. Let's see. Wandering Emperor. Let's put a counter on Jolrael just to give her some survivability. Alright, land. Let's make this Plains a creature. It's a 7/7. We're going to attack with both. Size of the land based on cards in hand and not lands we control. Alright, so we draw from that, and Shanna's going to let us draw later. Let's play this Overgrown Farmland. Let's see. If we go for Tamiyo here, I think we could get back Frillback potentially, or would it be too small? Yeah, let's just get it down.
I am privileged to carry true history
Yeah.
to the other world.
We'll tap down the Trespasser. Might as well prevent some attacks. We got some extraneous lands we can discard to that trigger.
Such an imperfect form.
Doing okay here. What does our opponent have for a comeback? All right, we got there. Good game. Okay, let's keep this. We've got to depopulate if things really go wrong, but also have a Duelist to put any pressure on something a bit more control-y. Opponent with a Duelist of their own, of the Jawbone variety. So we'll play ours down. Could threaten a block here, I think, if I'm remembering how Double Strike works. Nope, they've got the lay down arms for our creature, unfortunately. Able to get in twice at us and give us 2 poison counters. Let's play out this Wedding Announcement. A free way to build up some nice defense. A nice stream of chump blockers here. Yeah, we're going to block. Don't want any more poison. Opponent with a spicy Vanish into Eternity for our Wedding Announcement. Alright, let's go Yavimaya Coast. Got a couple of instants in hand here. Nothing warranting this Depopulate right now. Let's go with Eiganjo on this creature. Angelic Intervention coming down. Well, it makes it bigger. Now, let's just Fading Hope that in response. Another Depopulate, not quite what's needed. More spot removal would be welcome. We're going to play Wrenn here. Another way to mitigate this problem is to be making a big Tree Folk token. Opponent's got Ossification. They're going to pick Wrenn, so we at least keep the Tree Folk. Experimental Augury here. Find a nice Elspeth. Try and generate some more long-term value. We'll get in for 6 at our opponent here. Ossification, a really nice removal spell for white. Okay, opponent now with a Fateful Absence for our Tree Folk. Let's take a look right now and see if we can't get some instant speed removal. No, just a land. All right, then let's play the Thicket. We're going to go Elspeth. That'll let us Fading Hope if we need to. Let's see what we can find with her ability. Ooh, Shanna or Ascendancy. I think the best 2 choices here. Let's see, I think it's Shanna. She'll get a shield counter. We'll have to keep digging for the Ascendancy, but this could let us refill our hand too if we can make it survive. Oof. Now let's Fading Hope that in response to the laydown arms from our opponent. Exile conveniently getting around the shield counter. Yes, a Wandering Emperor. Thank you. Opponent with a Wedding Announcement of their own. Yeah, usually they play Skrelv's Hive if this is really poison focused, but it could be a little smattering of everything else. Let's see. Great. We've got Wanderer Mana, excuse me. We can do both Shanna on our turn and Wandering Emperor on this Duelist. Finally, very annoying creature been sticking around. Speaking of which, there's a Skrelv. All right, opponent just passing here. Well, tell you what, let's go Wandering Emperor now. And we're going to put a token on Shanna. So Skrelv can't block. And now Shanna is bigger than pretty much all their team combined. Especially if we put one more +1/+1 counter on her. And now let's Jolrael. We're not going to make a big land with her, but she will let us continue to draw cards. And get a little incidental damage in here. Opponent taking a good read at that. Jolrael, one of the first Aftermath cards I was inspired to build around. We're going to attack with both the land and Shanna here. Throws a human token in front of Shanna. No flyers. Jolrael draws us a land. Guess we'll just keep that in hand for now. We'll draw a little bit with Shanna here. And steadily make the lands that Jolrael produces bigger. Charge of the Mites. Charge of the Mites. Unexpected surprise from the white deck. Now looking more and more like a toxic deck. Okay, using Skrelv on the Duelist to give it more toxic, I guess. And attacking with some Mites. We are going to be very poisoned after this. Wow, 8 poison counters. And the announcement flips over. Well, I think it's time. Let's see what we got down here. Jolrael, Elspeth, a few small spells. I think it's finally time. I guess we could have attacked first, but we're at 22. It's fine. All right, let's go Tamiyo then. No, wait. 1, 2, 3. This may not work. I was thinking we could be able to afford full price Tamiyo, but I guess not. All right, well, it's better to probably get her down now than not. We can make a samurai with the Wanderer and then just plus Tamiyo on nobody. And at least start getting her ready for the future. Well, we've got 3 cards to our opponent's 3 cards. They don't know that it's all lands. We pick up a Dusk Legion Duelist. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Let's put that down. I'm going to go counter on the Duelist here to keep drawing into some action. Frillback, not bad, not bad. All right, I guess we'll just plus Tamiyo then. Oh, hold on. We got Frillback here. All right. Let's attack first. Then we can Frillback. All right, still figuring out Frillback here. So yes, we know we want at least 1. We'll auto-pay that. And if we do it again, we might as well do it another time. I'm not doing anything else. All right, so we'll destroy. Oh, I see how it works. Okay, well, we'll pick all 3. We're going to destroy the ossification, get our Wrenn back. All right, and our opponent scoops it up. Good game. All right, here. Let's keep this. We're missing blue, but it's the least consequential color of all of the things in our deck. Mainly just need the white, then the green, then the blue. When it's starting off, looks like blue and black colors so far. Boseiju the draw for us. Not sure how useful that's going to be in this game. Let's do Seed of Hope. I've been wanting to try this card. Mill 2, we will take... Yeah, I guess we'll just take the Azusa here. Pick up a Dusk Legion Duelist. Let's go for Wedding Announcement. We can always just play out Boseiju. I think this is better than trying to get Azusa down, since the announcement is usually a little more impactful on the board. Ooh, opponent with Kaido. This could be just like straight Dimir control, maybe.
I got someone on the inside who can help.
All right, let's play Boseiju as a land. Go to attacks. No blocks, obviously. I think we might get Azusa down as just a permanent, and then one of these Duelists. We can maybe start putting some counters on it later and getting some cards. And this will allow us to pressure Kaido here. Opponent attacks with the Ninja, unblockable of course. We see the draw from Kaido.
No secret I can't uncover.
Well, if I had to guess, this would probably play Hidetsugu and Kairi, one of the new cards. Get you a fake Brainstorm and then possibly some damage off the top. But no, opponent just sticking around at 4 mana. Well, we're going to send everybody at Kaido. Open mana against this deck makes it seem like they've got removal. They do. There's a Shieldred's Edict. Sure, that's going to take out our Duelist. 2 tokens left going after Kaido. They've got a cut down for one of them. All right, well, let's just do a little damage to Kaido. We're going to follow up here with land number 5. And I think we feel okay about getting Wrenn going here. Let's make a Tree Folk. We'll get another draw out of the announcement before it flips over. Now the opponent's got land number 5. That's where things really start coming together for blue and black. Ooh, Teferi.
I'm finished running from battles I might not win. It's nice to see
Teferi,
a familiar
very
face.
powerful. Makes a token here. If they attack, they could probably make that creature and Teferi a little bigger if they use the Kaido trigger. Attacks Wrenn, so we can't make another Tree Folk next turn.
Thanks. I'll be taking
Yep, and triggers the Spirit token and old Teferi over there. All right, Eiganjo the draw. Let's go to combat. We're going to send the tree at Teferi. We're going to send the human at Kaido, and I want to see what they do here. Probably going to Eiganjo somebody. All right, interesting. Yes, then I think we still want to do this. We're going to Eiganjo the Spirit, because if that sticks around, it can get really troublesome,
I lost the
especially in a deck geared around card draw. Let's go plus on Wrenn. Mill a bunch of permanents, but no lands. All right, we'll follow that up with a Duelist. Add more to the board here, trying to keep control of this Planeswalker situation. Opponent attacks with the Ninja. They're going to get over at Wrenn again.
Will only unleash inferno.
Now
Does a little
this
draw.
is a juicy secret.
Well, our board's a little better, but our opponent's got way more cards in hand. And depopulate the draw. Not quite what we need right now. Let's go over to combat then. We're going to send the two real things over at Kaido, and we'll send the tree and the human over at our opponent and see what kind of reactions they've got. Fairy Mastermind getting flashed in. Looks like they got something else too. Ooh, and an Airtie Resurrected. This could be a good deal for our opponent here if they play it right. Airtie destroying Azusa. Oh, that's nice. That makes us draw, and so the Mastermind gets the free draw. All right, Airtie going to trade with our Duelists. We could save it with the Emperor. Yeah, let's do it. It's going to draw us a card. We need cards.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. Strike
Ugh,
fast.
all the lands. Come on, deck. All right, well, we do get in at our opponent, reduce them to 10. We could 0 on Wrenn and play these lands, but that's not. I don't know. Let's do a little mill here. Okay, that's not bad. A couple of Spara's headquarters. So what we're gonna do is, I think, play out. Let's play out this farmland, and we can at least cycle one of these lands away. So we've got Conduit of Worlds in here. So even though a bunch of these permanents are getting milled over, we could potentially pull them out later once we find our conduit. All right, opponent with a Graveyard Trespasser. We've got plenty of food for that in our discard pile. They pull out a Duelist. And probably attack with the Mastermind at least. And the Ninja. Sure. Yep, Wrenn not the most useful for me with the chip damage they're able to get in. Wanderer still around for us as the opponent draws with
There's
Kaido.
no secret I can't uncover.
All right, Tenacious Underdog. Let's cycle away Spara's headquarters. We pick up a Jolrael. All right. I think we figured it out here. Let's put a counter on the Duelist just to see all of our options. We've got a Jolrael in hand, and the opponent has no flying blockers at the moment.
Moves to teach you.
But they're also pretty low on life here. So, all right. Let's try to play Jolrael. No counter from the opponent. Go into combat. Jolrael is going to make this forest into a bird creature of some variety. Okay. Let's send the forest at Kaido. And then I think we want to send both of these at our opponent. Force the block at least. And we'll leave the human back, since that's not going to do too much. Go for the throat. Okay, they had that for the bird. Underdog going to block the duelist. And the tree gets in, reduces them to 4. All right, well, they're going to have to leave the fairy back this turn unless they've got another way to deal with flyers. That could be a way Jolrael could help us finish this game off. We've got mana here to cycle away this extra headquarters. Let's see what kind of trouble our opponent gets into here. All right, Mastermind going at the Wanderer.
I would run if I were you.
Kaido drawing again, just an endless font of value for our opponent this game. I'm trying to get rid of it, I swear. All right, let's cycle this headquarters away. End of our opponent's turn. We draw land and wedding announcement. All right, let's put a counter on the duelist again. A nice way to turn the Wanderer into a card draw planeswalker. Excuse me.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Of course, that does draw with the Mastermind. All right, Jolrael. Turn yonder plains into a bird. Opponent going to need removal for that since they have no untapped blockers. Could have another Fairy Mastermind in hand, but we're just going to send everybody at our opponent. Got enough removal for this? Oh, they might. They might. All right. Let's see here. Anything down there? I don't think Shigeki can save this. So Airtie takes out our flying land bird and then is able to chump block something else. Let's see how they do this here. It looks like Ninja is blocking the tree, Airtie blocking our duelist, and Trespasser blocking Jolrael. What do we got? Yeah, I don't know if we've got anything. All right, I think we're going to have to let this go. Mastermind making us each draw a card. Fading Hope. Yeah, let's Fading Hope the Graveyard Glutton away. Got so many lands here. Happy to discard one. Keeps Jolrael to keep the flying pressure up for next turn. Second Shigeki on the top. Sure. We have a few things down there. We might be entering the point where that will be useful for us. All right. Let's just keep trying to make this as difficult as possible for our opponent. We're going to play Wedding Announcement number 1, and might as well play the second one. Drawing us a couple of cards there. Keeping the pressure on. Opponent down to 2. Kaido drawing pre-combat. That's always a good sign. what do we got? Plenty of options here from our opponents. Surprised we haven't seen a Breach the Multiverse yet. Cut down for our tiny human token. Liliana of the Veil finally making an appearance.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people
Asking us to sacrifice a creature.
One of your friends has to leave.
We'll get rid of the tree. That's fine. Opponent with another Graveyard Trespasser. Brings them back up to 3. Little incidental life gain. Down to 1 mana left. Oh, 2 mana left. That is a whole world of surprises from blue and black, so... Is there a way we can finish this off here? Yeah, that usually signals that they've got removal in hand. And so they could go for the throat any one of these things that might ordinarily be left unblocked. Drawing with the Duelist just gets us some more land. Wedding announcement, not good pre-combat. We're going to take a look down here in the grave. Alright, this could work. Let's do a little Shigeki action here. We're going to channel Shigeki, go for the Fading Hope. And the Seeds of Hope. 2 sides of the Hope coin here. Alright, and so if we Fading Hope on the Trespasser, right? Since if we do the Fairy, it can flash back in. We don't want to do that. So we're going to target the Trespasser. We'll discard a Razorverge Thicket. Yes, good. Headquarters on top, no thank you. Alright, so now, even if they've got 1 removal spell in hand, yes, there it is. Alright, we got there. Good game. Alrighty here. This, not a bad opener, actually, for this deck. I will say, even for control decks, this one feeling a bit slow, but it's got the staying power, I will say that. Let's start off with Shigeki here. A couple of Planeswalkers in hand we might want to build towards. Opponent signaling something black and white over here. They've got Go for the Throat for old Shigeki. Eater of many a removal spell. I'm going to play Farmland and just go right for Shanna. Hopefully they've spent all of their early removal. And we'll just be drawing cards from here on out. Opponent's got a Field of Ruin. That usually signals a little bit of control, so we might be in trouble here. Fateful Absence on the Shanna gives us a clue. We're going to pass it on back. Try to flash in a Wandering Emperor, and at least we've got Conduit here, Conduit of Worlds. But let's try to play out some of our permanents before going for the Conduit. No response to the Emperor here. Let's make a little Samurai.
Will protect my people. Guards, to me.
All right. Trying to think the order of things here. Let's use the Wanderer's ability here before we go to combat. Make another token.
Must protect the people.
We'll go to combat and send in the Samurai. Gets in for 2. Opponent could be slow rolling the removal here. Could go Conduit. Let's see what we can do. They can't counter it. We know that deck has removal. We just kind of have to go for it, I think. Also, if we do draw an extra land, we could possibly get Tamiyo to make a copy of it out of the grave. Something I've never done, but looks like fun. As long as I'm not missing one of the lines of text. Opponent with a Sunfall, so exiles both of our tokens, makes a little incubator. Alright, let's play out Eiganjo then. That's going to let us do Tamiyo. And let's plus Tamiyo on the token. So I think the way this works We'll just plus the Wanderer real quick. I think the way this works is, yeah. So I think if they transform it, I think it will still be tapped. We're going to find this out now, a little bit of science. One's got a Liliana. Likely will make us discard here.
Drop it.
We'll discard our backup Wandering Emperor. Looks like they're going to flip it. And it remains tapped. Okay, good to know. It's always nice to be right once in a while. All right, let's go Fateful Absence on Lily.
Delay. Nothing more.
We'll play out the Thicket. Comes in tapped. Let's plus Tamiyo on the token again. Make a Samurai with the Emperor. And we'll pass it on back. Probably going to draw with this Clue token. Although, keeping this Destroy Evil around in case they've got a Shieldred or something else we need to take care of. Okay, opponent draws with the Clue. Yeah, my first sign that this was a control deck should have been the Field of Ruin. All right, 2 lands the draw here. Let's make Tamiyo's notebook.
Is over. No matter. Phyrexia's victory is near.
So that makes all of our stuff cheaper.
The rise of
We'll put a +1 counter on the Samurai. I'm going to go to attacks here.
Fast and strike hard.
See what they do about our attack, if anything. Fierce Retribution. All right. Attacking creature destroyed. Let's use the notebook here to draw a card. A Wrenn and Seven. Although for 3 mana, thanks to this notebook discount. Well, let's just replay Tamiyo then with Conduit of Worlds. Oh, and she's very inexpensive now. That's great. All right, Tamiyo.
As sure as the moon
Continue to tap down the incubator token.
Phyrexia ascend. Bow before Phyrexia.
We will play out a land since I think we can afford Wrenn and Seven. All right. Opponent with a land. Ooh, there we go. Oh no. Oh no, that's... All I've got is a Destroy Evil here. We're going to have to draw some cards. Opponent letting us scry. No thanks on the plains. So if I'm remembering correctly, Kaya can potentially steal this Conduit of Worlds from us, make it into a spirit token. All right, Seeds of Hope. Yeah, that might not be too bad. We got Tamiyo, we got Conduit to play whatever good thing we find. Sure, we'll take a Duelist here. Let's do a cheap Wrenn and Seven. Making a Tree Folk. We will make a Samurai. So since we can't target Kaya, we're going to need some stuff on the board. Opponent's got to go for the throat from a tree. All right, we're going to continue to tap down this incubator, and let's play out a Duelist here. I'll play Land from the Grave and pass it on over. All right, 1 card from the opponent. Might be able to weaken Kaya a little bit. We'll see what they decide to do. All right, Soul Transfer. That brings back Liliana.
Those who get in my way
What are they
tend to
doing
regret.
here? Oh, discard. Okay, well, let's discard this land. An easy choice with a Conduit in play. And Kaya drawing 2. We see Loran. I don't... we'll keep Loran. If they decide to steal our conduit, we can always destroy it with Loran. All right, Loran the draw. Let's put a counter on the Duelist.
Remember your training.
Draws us a card. All right, I think it's time. Let's do something with the conduit here. We're going to play out another Wanderer from the grave. All right, we will auto-pay. Keep the new one. We're going to put a counter on the Duelist again. I know we've already drawn our card for the turn, but it just makes it a little bigger. We're going to try to take out Kaya here. Definitely the most threatening. And they've got a march for our token. Okay. All right. Let's draw with Tamiyo. Probably should have done this first. And we see Dusk Legion Duelist. Can play out this Coast. Yeah, with Tamiyo here, let's try to cast something out of the graveyard, I think. Let's do Shanna. And let's go ahead and take a look at the top here. Mill a few more things into the grave. All right, we're piecing it together here. All right, I think we've got this. Just putting it all together. Opponent really having some decent top decks in the last couple of turns. Kaya really keeping them in the cards, drawing a few at a time. The Scry really not terribly beneficial for us.
I don't move without knowing my target.
Wedding announcement. Sure, could be good. If they can still deal with our creatures on a 1-for-1 basis, we're going to need to go wide. Opponent with a Vraska off the top, of course. And an Elspeth. All right, well, this is turning into a board state here. Opponent makes a token with Elspeth. Decides to turn our Duelist into a treasure. Don't think there's anything we can do to prevent that. And then finally, looks like Liliana's going to do something. Now they make us sacrifice a creature. Sure. Let's do that. Opponent attacks with the Incubator token over at Wrenn. That's okay. We're going to use our treasure just to get that thing back in the grave. Cycle away Spara's headquarters. Draw that announcement off the top, and we see our own version of Elspeth. All right, let's go wedding announcement. Now let's draw first. Hard to remember to see all the options sometimes. We got Frillback. All right, well, I think here, let's go with Loran of the Third Path. That'll finally destroy this Incubator token that's been here pretty much the whole time. Go wedding announcement, because we do need to start going wide. We'll go Elspeth. See what we can pluck off the top here.
Right. Let's clean up this town.
Great.
You're safe now.
Another wedding announcement. That's just what we need. All right, let's do Tamiyo. We're going to tap down the lifelinky soldier.
Our will cannot be denied.
Wandering Emperor making a token, and we're going to do a little milling with Wrenn here. Okay. Let's play a land. Let's get the Dusk Legion Duelist back online. Yeah, Frillback, not the most threatening thing. Not sure. They did soul transfer something back out of the grave, but maybe we can wait on the Frillback until we can remove some of these Planeswalkers from the board. All right, wedding announcements happen. Getting a wide board here, trying to force our opponent into a spot where they need a board wipe since they're so low on cards. Really just trying to dig their way out with these Planeswalkers who are nothing to sneeze at. Like, we've got to deal with them. All right, opponent proliferates and draws with Vraska. Ooh, and Urza assembles the Titans. All right, well, if this is kind of this super frenzy deck it's shaping up to be, I wonder who else they can find off the top. So if they find a Planeswalker, we get to see it, and they'll put it in their hand. Otherwise, it's just a Scry 4 for now. Although that does lead to multiple activations of Planeswalkers in a turn, eventually.
I'll be back. This cure
Kaya's going to
failed.
exile
Let's go.
our Shielded Wedding Announcement. Let's see. If we Boseiju ours, that will prevent that from happening, I think. No, we'll just let it happen for now. I want to see what else they've got. So it is an enchantment and a spirit. We can still get rid of it. A lot of choices now between all of the Planeswalkers on the board. Rightfully taking our opponent a little time here to figure out what to do. Ooh. March of Wretched Sorrow on the Wandering Emperor brings them up to 24. And removes my card advantage engine that we've got between that and the Duelist. Lily discarding, I guess nothing much else to do there. We'll discard a land. Let's Boseiju this spirit token. They do get to go looking for a land, but they've got no cards left in hand. All right, let's cycle the headquarters. And we draw Depopulate here. All right, let's draw with the notebook. Fading Hope, the draw. Let's plus Tamiyo on the soldier that was made by Elspeth. And then let's Conduit out Jolrael. Going to give us a nice big bird token. Let's forget, that's so cheap too. Thanks to Tamiyo's notebook. And then I think we can put a... Yeah, that's right. We can use Elspeth to put a counter on this Duelist here. Let's give it flying. Draws us a second Conduit, and let's do a little mill with Wrenn. There's an Ascendancy down there finally. All right. Well, we've played our card with Conduit. Let's make sure we animate the right land. All right, Farmland online. All right, so I think we've got big enough creatures now. They've got no blockers. We should have enough to start dismantling this whole Planeswalker array. Okay, opponent sees it coming. That's too much. Good game.